Sharing the gospel in everyday ways. If you open your Bible in Mark chapter 16, verse 15, it says, "Go into all the world and preach the gospel to all creation." Now, sharing the gospel is not just a task for pastors or missionaries. It's a calling for all followers of Jesus. Now, when he gave the Great Commission, Jesus wasn't speaking to only people with theological training or fancy titles. In fact, he was speaking to ordinary disciples, people with jobs, families, doubts, and busy lives. And that same calling comes to each of us today. The world Jesus sends us into is not some distant land, right? Most often it's right where we already are, whether at work, at school, at our neighborhoods, even our commute to work, and the way that we have conversations online. These everyday moments are opportunities for us to reflect his love and share his story. But sometimes we think that sharing the gospel has to look dramatic and excessive. We worry that we need the perfect words or a full sermon ready at all times. But the truth is, in Matthew 10:20, it says, "For it is not you who speak, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you." Now, God often works through simple, ordinary actions in our everyday lives. Whether that's a kind word, a patient response when someone is frustrating us, or even listening with empathy can make a bigger impact than we realize. Sharing a short story of how God has worked in our lives can really encourage someone more than any long explanation ever could. As you know, it says that before we share the gospel must be first seen in us through our actions, the way we speak to others, and the way that we treat others with love. Our story matters, right? Our struggles, our victories, the way that we've experienced God's faithfulness and guidance and comfort, all of this can be used to point others to him. Now, we don't have to be perfect, we just need to be willing. And God's Spirit works through our ordinary, genuine moments to accomplish extraordinary things through him and through him alone. Now, the Great Commission is not a moment, it's a lifestyle. Jesus sends us into our world with his message of grace and hope. Your story, our story, may be just the sermon that someone needs today. God bless.